Hello everyone, I'm Avishad Yariside, a student at Branham and one of your student trustees.
And hello everyone, my name is Lois Wu from Prospect, and I'm also one of your student trustees.
Okay, what inspired you to run for student trustee, and what does this role mean to you?
What inspired me to run for this role is that I wanted to take the voice that I represent and all the voiceless students I represent and encouraging them to use their voice at my school site and take it to a district level. I love connecting people, and I've always had a passion and a love for leadership, so I thought that putting myself in the position of taking this opportunity on would be an experience of learning and growing, and that it definitely has been, as I'm almost done with my role, only have a few more months of it, as I'm a senior as well. And definitely being a senior has inspired me in taking on this role because now I have the peak wisdom and experiences that I need to lead this role with love, grace, and ambition.
Being in the room where decisions are being made about your future is really important. In the same way that we all need to be civically engaged in voting, local politics, being involved and running as a student board member is just one of the ways that I'm involved with our community. And I really try to make sure that I go outside of my immediate circle and people who I'm immediately involved with so that everyone throughout our district is equally represented. And I think that's really important to make sure that not just people like me, but everyone throughout our community is seen and heard. And that's really what motivated me to run and be our student board member.
How can students get more involved in decision making at the district level?
I think the first step is realizing how much of a voice you have in those decision-making processes. Before I became a student board member, I've been involved in lots of different school activities and district level programs since my freshman year. And like I said, I'm a senior now, and I would come to the board meetings that I now sit at and listen to other people speak during the public comment section, for example, and I would speak and I would share my voice on certain causes, and I would share group voices with students that I've talked to, like Lois, outside of my immediate circle to get a diverse perspective on different topics and issues. So I think the first step in doing that is conquering the belief that they don't want to listen to our voices, and also just conquering the belief that our voices make a huge impact in these decisions, and how all these decisions up here at this table that are being made for us, they need our voices more than ever. So for me, it's just really understanding how much your voice matters and how much your voice is your strength, and once you get grounded with that idea, you're really just unstoppable.
Yeah, echoing everything that Avishad said, I think practically one of the easiest ways to get involved at the district level is to really get familiar with what's going on at your own site. So knowing any changes that are happening, maybe with your college and career center, different resources, being acquainted there, I think, is a great stepping off point for getting involved in other district events, like going to our college and career fairs, coming to our board meetings, and even listening online and calling in and commenting on the issues that you really care about. I think that's a great way. And right now, applications are actually open for the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, which is a council that meets once a month with the superintendent from all of our school sites. And the student trustee position for the 2025-2026 school year is also open. So if you're interested in doing something like this and sitting at the dais on Thursday nights, that's certainly something that you should look out and apply for.
Definitely.
What have you learned since taking on this role, and anything reflective that you'd like to share?
One of the most tremendous roles that or one of the most tremendous ideas I've learned in taking on this role is, like I said, how important our voices are in these decision-making processes. I have been honored that through this role in serving as a student trustee this year, I've been able to be a part of a lot of important decisions, one of them being a decision it's unfortunate that it has to be made, but it's important that the right people are making these decisions, and the right voices are coming together in a movement to talk about it. And so an example of that would be, we had to vote on a resolution, and as student trustees we have preferential votes, so we had to vote on a resolution that we both decided to take our preferential vote on, that being the vote to protect undocumented students from any ICE raids on school property. And although, like I said, it's a very tragic thing that we have to think about, that we have to even talk about this and vote on it, but it's important that we do use our voices and use our roles to vote on something like that. So I think that just really understanding the honor and the the privilege really to be in a role like this, to vote on topics as serious as that. When I'm up here talking at my school site, like doing my school site report, I talk about things like the rivalry game between Branham and Lee. Like there's a lot of fun things like that that you can talk about, but there's a lot of serious things that I feel honored to be a part of decisions like that. And I'm really excited to see who comes in next and lean on their wisdom and hear their voices. And just overall, I've just learned a lot about leadership and hearing other people's voices. We have a full table here that you can't see of different adults who've led a lot of wisdom to Lois and I, and hearing everyone's public comments each night. And really just one of my favorite parts is how much we celebrate recognition and how important it is to celebrate recognition. That's another thing I've learned because we do student recognitions at every board meeting. But overall, I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about my community, and a lot about what I want to do with the information that I've learned through this role moving forward. So it's been such an honor, and I love every moment of it.
Yeah, so for me, reflecting on my time as the student board member, as that's coming to a close now, we're in March, I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways is how many moving parts there are literally just to keep our lights on. Throughout this role, like Avishad has said, we've met so many of the staff and different adults that are putting the forks in our cafeterias, making sure that our toilets can still flush during power outages, just really understanding how many people and how much effort and how many steps it really takes to keep the school running, I think has given me a lot more perspective on a lot of issues that we experience at our school sites. And then I think one of the most powerful things that I've learned is really on the same vein of working with people, how important it is to really be connected. As I said, with the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, having all of our school sites come together and reflect on different experiences, whether that be negative or positive, is a really great tool. I think it's one of our biggest assets right now in learning about student issues and student matters. So being able to work together throughout the district and having a great team and having leadership that encourages open discourse between students and adults and staff and board members, just seeing how well that's being facilitated at this point has just been amazing to see throughout my time here.
Applications for the Superintendent Student Advisory Council and the Student Trustee position are open now for next school year. Apply by April 3rd if you want to sit here and also just be a part of something so much bigger than each of our school communities individually, but be a part of it all together.
If you have any questions, reach out to me or Avishad, and you can find us by looking up our names in your school email.